Good evening. Welcome to Post-Election Analysis. My name's Danny Laub. I'm here with my two compadres, Andrew Miller, Andrew Brady, and my man on the street, President Micheal Harris. Tonight, we're going to discuss the referendum, voter turnout, the campaigns, and what we think. We're also going to be discussing the brand new launch of our new SLU-TV show on SLU-TV, Channel 22. We're going to start tonight by discussing voter turnout. Andrew, what do you think about voter turnout?
Very strong, especially compared to last year. It's definitely up, and I think the Election Commission deserves some of the credit, but I think that having a referendum on the ballot really makes a difference. I think voter turnout really spikes when you've got something like a student activity fee increase for people to voice their opinion on.
What do you think?
I'm going to disagree with my pal Andrew over here because the referendum only had about 1,800 votes where the presidential candidates had almost 2,000. So we did see an increase in people voting for the president and not voting just for the referendum. So
we got a point there. If we had a graph, we'd show it right now. We're now going to head to our man on the street, Micheal Harris.
Hey! What's going on, guys? As you can see, it is getting crazy out here. It seems like the natural order has just exploded. I don't even know how to explain it. There's trees blowing down. I'm standing in front of Greece. You can't even see it anymore. It just completely flew away. So come together. I hope you guys are still there. I know you were celebrating, so I hope you guys got out of there safely while we managed this hurricane. But I'm going to say, I don't know what the question was. We're going back to voter turnout. All right, voter turnout. It was good. Last year, 1,200.
Can you hear us out there?
It's tough. The wind's blowing. My hair is still looking beautiful. Still staying on strong. It's going to be going off pretty soon. Voter turnout's good. Not as fantastic as last year. But I think we're going to do it. I don't think it was the activity fee increase. I think it was the splendid candidates that we had. I'm going to say that because we had two extremely legitimate executive boards. And, wow, that's a close-up. And I'm not dancing. I'm going to send it back to Danny in the studio because it's getting a little crazy out here.
Hey, thank you, Micheal Edward Harris, President, and our on-the-spot, on-location reporter. Now we're going to discuss the campaign. Nothing is more exciting here at SLU except the campaign. Welcome, our campaign analysis. Colin Shevlin has entered the studio. He will be joining us shortly for an in-depth analysis on the campaign. First, I'd like to ask Andrew Miller, what did you think about the campaign versus last year when you ran to this year?
Well, I think that one interesting difference is that for a few years in a row now, there's been a red campaign. The red color has been very prominent in SGA elections, and this year it disappeared from the campaigns. So I think that was an interesting development. I think tie-dye was a very interesting thing to bring into SGA elections.
Oh, there's our on-location campaign correspondent, Colin Shevlin. Let's get the man a microphone and see what he has to say about elections this year.
I got 3 votes as academic vice
president. No, we're talking about elections. You're our campaign correspondent.
I got 3 votes as academic vice president.
How hard did you campaign?
0%.
Okay, we need to look up the statistics there because I think they're relevant.
Thoughts on the campaigns in general compared to previous years when you were
There's our campaign correspondent in the corner right here. Oh, there's me in the corner now. Okay. All right.
Perfect.
I thought this one was interesting as compared to years ago, mostly because I was watching from Greece, and I think that setting.
Did you see the hurricane?
What? Yes.
Okay. Yeah. There's a crazy hurricane in Greece. Okay.
Look, there it is.
Well, okay, that's okay. There goes our whole gimmick. All right, we're back in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Bill Nye's up too. All right, don't worry. We're back in the studio. Can we make me bigger, please? Let's go. Big it up. Big it up. No. Thank you. Full screen. Perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We're back here for the election coverage. Here's what I think about the election.
Don't smack the table.
I think. All right. We need some focusing on this right now. Okay. Here's what I think about the election. No, not that close. This year's election was interesting. I felt like no one did anything new or exciting. Last year, there was this brilliant idea to have fortune cookies, which was just absolutely brilliant.
Whose idea was that?
I don't know, but it was brilliant. Last year, it blended a lot of traditional campaign techniques with new techniques. This year, sorry, we're getting interrupted by flapjacks in the studio. This year, not the pancakes, sir, the Jimmy Meaners. Okay, this year, it really seemed like everything was traditional. Buttons, T-shirts, stake signs. Nothing was new. Nothing was exciting. And honestly, the posters weren't even very exciting.
But I would say that SLU students obviously like the traditional, because voter turnout was strong in spite of no fortune cookies. So,
Do you think that's because SLU students are conservative and hate change?
No, I don't think that we can make that correlation just yet.
I think we can. Let's cut to the graph.
We don't have one.
Oh! Our man on the street now joined with Senator Colin Shevlin. How's it going, Harris, out there? How's it feel?
We actually have our graph right here. Senator Shevlin is going to provide our statistical analysis for the evening. So please illustrate and reenact our statistical analysis of this year's campaign. Give me a number. 500. And then, what was the presidential number for Courtney and Vendor?
Close to.
It was like 1,200.
Yeah,
Got about 1,200. Give it to me.
That was
Right there. That's right there. Right at the top of that wind-blowing tree is about Courtney's. And then middle of the tree, maybe a little bit lower, we're going to say that was the Unite. So as you can see, by judging from the tree, it's a pretty big disparity this year. But what you will see is higher voter turnout.
The moral of the story is everyone's blowing in the wind.
Thank you. Back to the studio. Okay, I think one more thing that I'd like to touch on when it comes to the campaigns before we move on is the fact that, especially with the executive board candidates, the voting was very similar between the candidates. It seems like there was a lot of straight ticket voting this year versus last year when there was some disparity between the different vice presidential positions. Thoughts?
Straight ticket voting is interesting. I think it's a lot like real elections where people tend to get a party and stick with them. But I really think people should be looking at the candidates. People need to say that even if you agree with six and are going.
Danny, that's a very interesting opinion, but I want to hear Andrew Brady's opinion on this matter.
I would actually argue that Danny is the expert on this.
Booyah!
So
I
defer.
Here, I want you to
I
step up for
defer.
Can we
yourself.
bring in the dancing lobsters, please? Can we bring in the dancing lobsters? All right, back.
No dancing lobsters.
Oh, no dancing lobsters today. Back to the Andrew Brady.
Well, my thoughts, I think, are probably similar to Danny's here. Where's the camera over there? My thoughts are similar to Danny's in that even though everyone seemed to vote straight ticket, I feel like there should have been a split ticket outcome to this. So that being said, it obviously didn't work out. That's really close.
What do you think, Andrew Miller and Andrew B. Brady, think about the fact that there wasn't many candidates this year? There was 2 full exec boards and 1 full slate.
Not even a full slate.
Not even a full slate. There was even less candidates this year than there were last year. And we thought last year's field of candidates was about this big, which means this year must be about this big. How do you feel about that? And why do you think that is?
I think it's definitely an alarming trend that we're seeing fewer and fewer SGA
Hold on. All right, we did the alarm bell. Back to you.
Okay, I think it's an alarming trend because I think that the year before I came to SLU, which would have been about 5 elections ago, there was huge.
You've been at SLU for 6 years? Sorry,
No,
back
4 years. But the year before I came to SLU, I believe there were 5 tickets on that ballot. So I think that we're seeing a definite downward trend in the total number of tickets that are being put on the ballot. And I think that that's definitely a negative thing because this year's tickets, their names were synonyms. They shared a lot of platform points. There was no 3rd or 4th or 5th ticket to really throw some out-of-the-box ideas out there. And even if a campaign runs on an out-of-the-box idea and loses, you're still throwing that idea into mainstream thought on SLU's campus, similar to Ralph Nader and the change in the door handles on cars. He lost, but he got the door handles changed. We need a door handle campaign.
Even with that, and we're getting word we're about to head to our man on the street. But even with that, I would like to say that I don't know why they're still showing Andrew Miller. I'll be ventriloquist. Okay, and now we're somewhere outside of Greasedek, and there's our man on the street, Micheal Harris. What do you think about the field of candidates, and why do you think that candidates did not decide to put videos on their similar-looking websites this year?
Well, I'm going to address a couple points. The first point I think that we need to start promoting more is that the SGA president gets
access denied.
I wasn't supposed to say that. Just kidding. Ha ha. Funny. They don't. They just took it away. But but first of all, in all seriousness, we just got a member of the election commission in the studio. We're all proud, happy to hear that. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. I hope you're weathering the storm as I see you came from Greece. But I think Andrew hit the point on the head when he said we need to get some unique. We need to get some unique platform points. When the most exciting thing that you have is a library or a student commons, as exciting as that is, it's very cool. We're going to do it this year. We need to get some new and innovative ideas. And I also want to see an anti-SGA campaign because
Here.
with how many people say that SGA sucks, okay, let's get up here and give us an alternative, give us something else. If we just have insiders doing it, you're going to get the same thing every year. So if you're not happy, get out there and run for president. My correspondent.
Also, I think people should run on the basis that SLU Connection is awesome and the best website
All right, can we cut
ever.
back to the studio, please?
Clearly the weather was affecting him.
All right, sorry. The weather was blowing our statistical correspondent Colin around and making him say some crazy things. But we're back in the studio. And is there anything you'd like to address? Be ready.
You know, I was surprised at the lack of food being given away outside in the quad.
Or actually, the lack of anything.
Yeah, you know what? Monster is good, but I already have a lot of energy, so that's.
And I would argue that most SLU students have an above average, and we might need to cut to our statistical man on the ground to show us. Can we please cut to our statistical man on the ground to show us really how much energy SLU students have? And we're gonna go to you, Colin, in front of Grease.
This is nominative energy. Hang on.
No more Brady graph.
Okay, this is normal energy. This is energy on
That's
any
Bill Nye the
day.
Science Guy!
This is Brady's energy on top of Bill Nye the Science Guy's head.
All right, can we get back to the
Giant
studio?
Bill Nye the Science Guy will take over the country and show everyone that Andrew Brady is the most energetic person that has ever been birthed.
All right, can we get back to the studio? This is weird. Okay, so moral of the story
What's
is
going on?
We were just painted over with a Bill Nye.
that was creepy. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the issue. Campaigns this year. Okay, we're getting word from our producer here that he needs to leave. Okay, our producer.
bedtime.
Okay, sorry. Back. We're getting word in
talk
my
referendum.
earpiece. We'll talk referendum in a second. I want to address the lack of things that were given away this year. Last year, I got pens. I even got pieces of paper that Jimmy Meaners handed to me. But you know what? This year, I've got nothing. Why is that? Maybe voters responded more. I think that elections will be more exciting with innovative things. I have no idea what my producer is saying right now. He's making some like foreign hand signals that look like this. Okay, so
We're counting down.
we're counting down. We're going off air, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, that's what I'm learning. I don't know what's going on, and we're done.
Nope, we're back.
Oh, we're back. Okay,
hey,
ladies and
there we
gentlemen. Okay, we're about to wrap it up. We have about 1 minute of coverage left before we get cut off the air. I'd like to go. First of all, we're gonna do a last minute. What we're gonna call the last minute. If you want to see some more last minutes, tune into our show Tuesdays sometime. But we'll get to you.
Probably in the evening.
We'll start a fan page. We're gonna start first with the last minute word from Andrew Brady.
Overall, I am pleased with the voter turnout for this election. It was much higher than last year. We got a lot of. I'm getting dizzy here. So I don't know if you guys got dizzy, but I just did. So there's our weatherman's having some problems over there. But,
All right, we're gonna go to you, Andrew Miller, for your last minute word.
I think that the most interesting part of elections this year for me was the outcome of the referendum. I think it was important to give students a chance to voice their opinion on whether or not we needed to increase the student activity fee. Their opinion was obviously no. It was a lot closer than some thought it would be, I think. So I think that was interesting. But at the end of the day, the student activity fee will be the same next year as it is this year. And the hurricane is now causing the studio to shake.
All right.
Back to our weather report
No, right, hey.
in the hurricane.
Hey, here's my last word, ladies and gentlemen. Two things. One, if you did not vote in this election, and I take this very seriously, if you did not vote in this election, I don't want you to hear you complaining or talking about SGA, because you know what? You don't matter because you didn't vote for your elected leaders. Secondly, we're about to head to the street to our on-site correspondent, Micheal Harris, to wrap up this coverage of your post-election analysis. Next year, let's hope for more tickets, more turnout, and less complaining. Back to you, Micheal Harris.
Last word,
Last
hero
word.
and oatmeal. That's two. But last year, editorial, the next step was oatmeal. They said we couldn't be heroes, but we are heroes. And I want to give a shout out to the current executive board. Because in my eyes, we are all heroes, and we still have 3 months
This is touching.
to show that we are not oatmeal and that we are awesome. And hey,
David!
David! We want to thank David.
We want to thank
Lovely
David
face.
for being awesome. David's lovely face, which is behind it. Can you do an analysis of David's face, please?
Thank you, David. I do like the stripe here. My hand doesn't work this way, but it's nice. It's lovely. This is school spirit, and we all need to show a little bit more of that. Bills, Xavier, Wednesday,
Blizzard.
white out. No blue shirts. We're all going white.
Or
See you there.
shirtless.
That's my boy. Another hero at St. Louis University. I meet with this guy weekly. Let me tell you, he is a great man. I hope we can screenshot this so I can send it to him at our next weekly meeting.
Who is that?
Yeah. Who? Seacrest. Hey, I don't know who you are, but apparently you're famous. So it's a privilege to hold up your head, sir.
Can we get David Young up on the screen, please?
Hey, Young, hot
David
sauce.
Hot sauce.
Can we get some hot sauce action on the screen?
All right.
Oh.
Here we go. We're paying
Hot
to him. There we go!
Thank you, David.
That's our producer.
All right. One last word as we wrap things up. There's Harris again. Okay, one last word. Tune into our show, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. And congratulations to coming together, and I'm glad everyone ran, because nothing is better in participatory democracy than running, and you should run too. And that was a great demonstration of running by our running correspondent, Micheal Harris. Run next year, or join, or apply, or the Bush Student Center Advisory Board is always looking for people. Email Chris Graybaugh or see him in the hallway. Have a wonderful night, and thank you. As this wraps up our post-election coverage, have a wonderful night from all of us here at SLU News 22.
Stay classy, St. Louis.
Stay classy, St. Louis.
That line was.
Shut up!